Hey, it's Mike here, your friendly neighborhood archtop guy. Going to share something more practical today with you. Some people have said, hey, stop sharing all these pictures of sexy guitar porn type things. And today we're going to explore a headache that has come and gone through all our guitars over the, course of time. Sources of rattle and buzz. Kind of 5 categories here, but let me just jump through them quickly. Frets, obviously, if I have to explain that, probably you need to go to a different site. But there is one thing about fret buzz that I will mention. The bridge. There's the contour of the bridge, the saddles, the wire, the screws, nuts, wiring and cans, and miscellaneous. So to go through these quickly. Frets, obviously, if you need a fret job, and if your bridge is not has the same radius as the fret board itself, you're going to get a lot of buzz and rattle up here, obviously. The other thing is sometimes when you're fretting a chord and you're getting rattle, it's behind your fingers that you've got problems. That's always a tricky one. But if, let's say, if you're holding down this A and you're strumming a chord and you got rattle and you can't find it anywhere, try holding down the fret behind it and just see if it happens to be some buzz coming from one of these guys, which means you got to do something about the nut. In any case, going back to the next one, the contour of the bridge. So if your bridge is not, if this bridge is not fitting smoothly or tightly to the soundboard, obviously there's going to be a gap, and that can also be a source of rattle. So what I like to do is use this little saxophone reed to test tolerance of space. If you just slide that under there, it's rare to find one that's just skin tight, but like that's way too much. So this guitar does rattle if I strum it real hard, and that's probably the reason why. So that is one little tip and trick if you're gonna try to get rattle from the saddle to disappear. That's one way to do it. And then you have to obviously contour the bridge to the top to fix that. The other thing is with these bridges, the wires, this is a non-wire ABR, but if you had a wire ABR, that stupid little wire also causes a lot of buzz and rattle, which I usually just take them right off. Look, that one's loose, in fact. The other thing about the saddle is if your bridge, if your slots are cut too thick, you're gonna get buzz from the string and rattle from the string, which is another kind of obvious one. But also sometimes the screw's not seated properly, and you gotta kind of put a little pressure on that and make sure that thing is sitting tight down inside the saddle channel, otherwise you'll get some buzz. Close to the end here, these little guys, as pretty as they are, they can be a real pain in the butt. And so you take off your knobs and check and see if these are loose or not. If you got loose, whatever you want to call these guys, volume indicators or level indicators, that can also buzz and give you a hard time. You can also check it with your little handy dandy sax reed, but don't wrestle these things down too tight with the handy dandy tool, because you don't want to crack the top, but make sure it's snug. By the way, this thing is the best tool ever. I didn't know what it was, to be honest, until a couple of years ago. I thought it was a bottle opener, but this thing is great for scratch-free tightening of bolts on top of nuts on top of the board here. Other stuff you got, look at this tailpiece Veritone. There's a Veritone from a 59 Super 400, and that's just a nest of rattle, so I won't even get into that. But you can see a lot of guys just take these out. I've taken this out of my Super 400 because it's just too heavy and too prone to giving me headaches, so I take it out. The stuff with the wiring cans, though, if you can't find a rattle, once in a while, you go inside, you take out the harness, and you'll find that the solder is kind of loose on one of these cans, and that has produced the rattle. Or the wings that are holding this potentiometer tight inside the can have come loose, and so that's the cause of the rattle. All kinds of crazy stuff going on. What do we got? Miscellaneous braces. I mean, if you got a brace down in there that has come loose from the base of the guitar, that's going to be a little harder to fix. You might need some help with that one. And last but not least, this is one that was a head scratcher. It took me forever to find this one. It ended up being that on the bottom of a pickup, given their magnet, there's one I didn't even expect. I planted this one here to show everybody, but sometimes you get these things stuck inside your guitar and you don't know what the sound's coming from, and it's this guy rattling on it because of the magnetic attraction. But look at that, that was there, I didn't even know it. So check your pups, see if anything's stuck. And I hope that has been useful for you. In any case, again, stay tuned. I still will continue to share some of these great guys. I just posted the girl back from her refret today, 1941 D'Angelico de Horker, one of the best guitars in the house. In any case, until then, stay buzz free. Enjoy.